Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Spider-Man Miles Morales on Kwings Let's Plays. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified when more Spider-Man arrives. And special shout-outs to all our members, including our ultimates. If you guys want to hop aboard the membership train, all you got to do is click right here. Select the tier that works best for you. All right, it's time to swing back into action with more Spider-Man in New York City as Miles Morales.
Oh, yeah!
What is happening, spectacular spider friends? Welcome back to Spider-Man Miles Morales Suit Showcase, and today was going to be a spider lore, but this book is kind of seeping in controversy, which I didn't know when I looked at it. I thought it was kind of like the end of Miles Morales, the way that Peter Parker faced his end, which you remember from our end of Peter Parker suit. Well, old PD didn't really go out in a blaze of glory. Miles, on the other hand, became mayor of Brooklyn in a dystopian future, fought a bunch of mutants, and we'll say died fighting a souped-up Captain America that wasn't Captain America, but was a guy who idolized Captain America. And that's pretty much it. The book goes all over the place. It's written by a very interesting Marvel writer, I will say that. Who is known for being very, I think controversial is an okay thing to say, but that's about as far as we can get into it. But I wanted to show off the suit, and I really wanted to talk about the comic book, but I can't.
Well, yeah, so when Miles is wearing this suit, I guess he'd be in his 50s or whatever.
I'm guessing he's supposed to be like 50 or 60. It's kind of the same style that his mentor, Peter... Well, I don't know if it would be his mentor, because the Peter that died is from another universe. And I'm pretty sure the Miles that dies is Miles Morales from the Ultimate Universe, potentially, who, you know, follows in his mother's footstep, becomes a politician. But this is all just hearsay, because the book doesn't really go into a lot of detail.
Yeah.
The only thing you know is that Genki, I guess he was mayor at one point too, but he passed away. There was a lot of crazy stuff that happened to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But they don't really go into it all that much.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't even know what to say about, like, yeah, exactly. The comic talks about a lot of things that probably would... Oh, there's her.
There goes Zelda.
Cat. She likes to jump off things.
You were saying.
Yeah, the comic talks a lot about a lot of things that probably would be really bad keywords to have in the search engine, because otherwise, like, we might get this channel, you know, not channel, but video taken down with it.
We'd also get some interesting characters on our in our chat and stuff like that.
Basically, like, I don't know how to put this, but he defends his area of New York against some people, and the book is very, like, I guess it's... I feel like it's very political or whatever.
It's basically kind of like a civil war between two groups. I think that's the easiest way to say it. The start of the book, it feels like, you know, Miles Morales is protecting his city against, like, mutant aliens or something like that. And the part of Brooklyn that he's been mayor of, or, you know, helping people, it's kind of a nice, we'll say kind of like a utopia, kind of. And Miles has been active for Spider-Man. We'll put him in his about 60s. How he ends up dying, though, is, you know, his Venom powers that made their big entrance in this game. Like, well, apparently his Venom bite or whatever, which he uses to defeat the Captain America clone, kills him in the process. It might be because of age, or literally at any time Miles has the ability to overuse his Venom powers.
Oh, okay.
So maybe like a spider has the ability to kill itself with its own venom. I don't know. But I mean, the end books have never really been good for Spider-Man, because it's supposed to be the current writer's interpretation of what the ending of that character would be. And I will say this, I like the idea that Miles becomes a mayor, following in his mom's footsteps, and also his dad being kind of like a civil servant, helping people, stuff like that. Very cool. He seems like he's a just leader for his people. He does the legacy of Spider-Man really well. It's just, you know, some other stuff that happens that it would be nice if they gave us some more context about the good things that Miles has done. But he definitely looks like he is really old.
Yeah, so he actually is mayor in the end of the book then, or something like that.
At the beginning of the book, he's still mayor.
Beginning.
You don't know how long he's been mayor. I think Genki was mayor first, because there's like a statue calling him like the protector of Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like Luke was saying, like, just like Peter Parker kind of goes out in the end on his...
Peter Parker, from what I remember of the end, he dies in front of either his wife, Mary Jane's grave, or Aunt May's grave, and Peter went crazy and kind of started offing his supervillains, became public enemy number 1, and ends up dying in a shootout with NYPD in a very grim future that, you know, J. Jonah Jameson pretty much predicted that Spider-Man would become a menace. And that's exactly what happens to Peter. Peter, you know, doesn't really have that, like, going out and being remembered as a good person, whereas Miles, the people of Brooklyn and the survivors of that part of New York, they hold a parade for him as a celebration for, you know, saving the city, basically.
Yeah.
So it's a complete opposite to how Peter Parker died and how Miles died. Miles died a hero, Peter died a villain. Sort of.
Yeah, sort of like he turned evil randomly or something.
Right,
like
but
that.
these aren't necessarily how the end of these spider people are going to be.
It's just like
this is just one
version.
The current writer, you know.
Yeah. And like, so it makes sense, like, if he is older and he's a mayor, then he'd put like this jacket on or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the spider suit, let's talk about it real quick. It is a reversible jacket. It's got the icon. I don't think that Miles shies away from being or letting people know he's Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure his secret identity is well known. Just like Peter was kind of like hiding from people, so his jacket was reversible. I don't think Miles would be hiding from people, being the mayor. People are aware of his superhuman abilities. He's helping cities like New Jersey and other places that are fending off like mutant invasions of giant bug creatures or whatever. At least that's what I had hoped the book would be, but
Yeah.
it turns into kind of like a civil war at the end between different survivors over, I don't know if it's over medicine and supplies. The book went all over the place. That there was a lot of eye-rolling moments for me, and I was just kind of like, okay. But I like the idea of the very beginning, how he saves a Spanish family from mutated 90s-looking extreme bugs.
Oh, wow.
Something you would see out of, what was the name of that game we used to play? Earth Defense Force. Yeah. So, really creepy looking bugs, although these ones are like very cartoony, so kind of purple and greenish. They spit acid, they just look real nasty. So, you know, they kind of give you a gotcha, thinking that's what the book's going to be about. But,
Yep.
yeah, I guess they incorporate... the Captain America guy ends up using alien bug venom in order to become, like, souped up, extreme, you know, Captain America. That's why he's, like, all purple and veiny and stuff, is because he's on alien juice or whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, then just...
Yeah, I think, I mean, yeah, I don't know if the guy is Captain America.
No.
Oh, he's like Captain America.
There are Avengers that are mentioned in the book. Steve Rogers is mentioned fondly, and also not fondly, because the super soldier serum kind of gave birth to this protagonist of this book. Kamala Khan is mentioned in the book. Peter, not really, and some other spider characters, but the only Avengers are Kamala and Steve Rogers that are mentioned. And it's definitely past tense, because the world is just not a fun place right now. Except for Brooklyn, that somehow is a utopia, thanks to some type of weird force field or something like that, that I believe is Miles, or Genki's creation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. Well, I mean, I'm just going off the top of my head, like, thinking about something, because it's really interesting in my experience, like, people that picture a world a certain way or whatever, like, sometimes the world actually starts to become like that, because so many people are imagining that's what it's like, and it's just, yeah. I don't know, it's almost like, yeah, I don't know, beliefs really, I don't know, never mind, that's just something weird off the top of my head. You know, like, I feel like people need to be positive and watch what they're thinking about the world, because if you think like, you know, certain people are your enemy or whatever, it might start to become like that because you're always thinking that, and you know, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's like, I like Miles, the fact that Miles is so hopeful in this game, and that he, you know, he loves going to the science fair, and he just believes in like the good of everybody, and you know, and he wants to work together with everybody. So I like seeing that Miles, and I understand like in like say the weird future that is in the book or whatever. For some reason, if there were people that went insane, I mean, I understand Miles is just defending his area or whatever, but the book itself, I feel like I just feel like people just have to start like realizing that they just think of a positive, you know, positive reality for the world, you know, instead of imagining the worst case scenario, or never mind, or negative things that may or may not even be real, but may become real if you keep thinking about them. Anyway.
Yep, that they manifest. Exactly.
Because
Whoops.
in my experience, just dealing with family members and things, you know, family gets a crazy idea of somebody, and then the more that they have that idea in their head, the more they villainize that person, to the point where it doesn't matter if they're good or bad, the person is the villain in their eyes, no matter what. So I feel like that can be with society too. You might never get out of that mindset. So anyway.
Yep. So,
Anyway, yeah.
let's see. When we were talking about Peter's like reversible costume, which pretty much was a jacket, and he just had blue jeans and stuff like that. Miles' uniform, he doesn't need to hide who he is. So it's just kind of like, think of it kind of like a varsity jacket or something like that. His Spider-Man mask is still the same from probably when he was a younger Spider-Man. But he looks very different in the book. Like right here, Miles kind of makes this suit look pretty interesting. Like, you know, he's definitely up in years in the book, so the shaggy pants and stuff is kind of hiding the physique of an elderly man. So you think of it kind of like an 80-year-old man, like web swinging around New York City, kind of like that. But that's pretty much how Miles looks. It would have been interesting if they made the pants like look a little bit baggier, but you can see they kind of have like a spandex tightness to Miles' body in this, like almost like, you know, it's a spider suit or something like that, but they're very, very baggy in the comic.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying, because it's a lot baggier in the comic, yeah.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be older. This is the physique of a young man, so...
Yeah, so, like, when you're actually looking at Miles and how he looks here, you know, it's, like, I don't know, it's like, this is not how he would look in the comic.
No.
So...
Oh, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I don't like those helicopter missions. They're just not my favorite. They're super annoying. I know that they patched them and they made them a little bit better. Like, you can actually see where people are on the rooftop, but still, it's kind of annoying. I mean, the only problem is sometimes they actually don't let you do random crimes until you take care of the helicopters, which is weird. But I would think there'd be a timer or something, but the only way I found to, quote, get rid of it is to either reset the checkpoint or beat up the bad guys. Hi there.
Yeah, I like looking at the different suits and stuff with you.
Yep, we're going to look at a couple more, but just a reminder, guys, our Spider-Man series is definitely going to be winding down because we've been reminded by our friends over at, I want to call them Saban, but they're not Saban. Hasbro, sort of, that Scorpina is coming out on December 3rd. And our friends over at Ubisoft have us looking at the Immortal Phoenix Rising game. Rising of the Phoenix, one or the other. So, I mean, Spider-Man is going to kind of have to give way and give room to all these other new series because he's had his time in the sun. If there's DLC for the character that comes out, we can definitely do some stuff, but Spider-Man coverage will definitely be ending soon. And we're not going to get to look at all the suits. Eventually, I will post my top 10 video of the suits that, you know, are, well, not top 5. Top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
That look the best, because there's only 19 suits. You can't really do
You
it.
could do a top 6.
I don't think anyone's ever done a top 6. That would be interesting.
I think it would. I mean, who cares? I mean, it's not like you have anybody telling you what you have to do.
No, but I know.
But yeah, I mean, like top 5 is probably what.
Top 5 is kind of easiest for me because I don't really like a lot of the suit choices in this game, to be honest.
Well, a lot of them are like that one red one was like
Crimson Cowl?
Random villain. Now I feel weird about it. It's like just seeing the suit. I feel like, you know, I'm not trying to be weird or anything, like, but like, you know, when you make a resume and like you write all these really cool things on your resume, but if people actually call those places, then they're like, oh, I see, like, you're like, oh, I worked at, you know, Buckingham Palace, and then like you call them and it's like, oh wait, they worked as a dishwasher or something. But I just feel like some of these suits, it's like, oh, okay, this looks really cool, and then you look at the lore from it and it's like, oh, this is a random villain that's not even associated with Miles. Like, this is kind of weird. Like, it looks really good, like all the suits look really good, like in the game, but some of them have really kind of obscure backstories that
Or no backstory.
I mean, this one is from the comics, but
Yes.
but the some of the other ones are not.
No. And Miles has had some cool looking suits and variant covers like over the years, so I'm surprised that some of his other stuff hasn't like really made it into the game. They picked some pretty interesting ones, which I mean, to be honest, I'm not a super fan of the Yen suit. It wouldn't probably make my top 5 because there's not really much to the suit. It's just like I didn't like the Yen suit for Peter Parker either, because I mean there's nothing to it. It's a jacket and gloves, a mask, and some boots, and it's, you know, I don't know. It's not really much to it.
Yeah.
It's I wouldn't even really call this a superhero thing. If he wasn't wearing a mask, it would just be, you know, a Spider-Man sports jacket, more or less. And it's cool that the story about him being a mayor and stuff like that, but it's just like I couldn't stand the end Peter Parker's look either. It was just really lazy, and I understand the reasoning behind it. I think what they were trying to do when they did Miles the end suit is they're like, well, I mean, with Peter, in Peter's old days, he just kind of wore you know, reversible jacket, so we're gonna do the same thing with Miles, but we're gonna make him more stylized. I was hoping they were gonna give Miles, since he lives longer than Peter, a more heroic looking suit as he got older, kind of like what they did with Static Shock in DC when, you know, Static grows up to be like this really big hero in the future. Static gets like a upgraded suit when he's in his like 40s or 50s. Mm-hmm. You know, he looks really cool. Miles and Peter's last suits are almost like if you had your Spidey suit at the laundromat or something and you just needed to throw something on to go fight crime.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't do it for me. It's just weird.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I understand what you're saying. Well, it's always fun to see Miles, like, jump around. So how many more suits do we have, like, until we're done?
We're gonna do, like, 2 more videos. But anyway, guys, that is gonna do it for today. Might still call this some spider lore, because we talked about spider lore, but if you want to check out the comic for yourself, released in March of 2020, and it's called Miles Morales: The End. You can probably find it digitally, or, well, good luck finding it physically, but you can definitely find it digitally.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we'll be looking at one of my favorite suits, and then maybe we'll do like one more, but I'm not really sure. At this point, we posted our last episode of the walkthrough today, and we've got to work heavily on Rice and Ruin, which is our upcoming series that we've been working on. It's a lot of fun, very different. And we also, I don't even know if these videos will be posted in order, but thanks so much for watching our Spider-Man series, and I hope you guys will stick around for a couple suit videos like the old days. All right, till we meet again, people, God bless and happy gaming. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you later today with an awesome video and live stream on something else. Bye-bye.
See ya!